Boys and girls, this one's for you. I wanted to give you an idea of something fun to do, and this is all about clowns. Now, if you don't want to draw or paint, I should say, a clown, you could do another character like from a cartoon or anything like that. I'm cleaning up everything so it looks nice and neat here. So here's what you need. You need a white or light crayon. You need some watercolors. You need a plain paper. This is kind of like a construction paper, but a lot of times I just use plain paper from a printer or a typewriter paper. And then you need a brush. I got this brush at a museum, an art museum, but you could use the brush that comes with it or one that's kind of a little nicer. The ones that come with your watercolor, they're just a little bit hard to control, even for me, and I paint a lot. So I would recommend paper's not as big a deal for kids, and the paint's not as big a deal for kids, but I would maybe spend like $5 or $6 on a brush that's a little nicer. This one I'm using, I paid $1 for, and this one I bought in a whole set for maybe $14 or something, but you could go to a Hobby Lobby or a Joann's or a Michael's or whatever and just get a brush for a few dollars, and man, does that make a big difference. You also are going to need a pencil. Now, this is just a mechanical pencil. It feels like my brushes are always rolling around when I'm teaching you guys. There, I'll put it on the paper towel. You could either do a mechanical pencil like this or any school pencil you have, okay? So again, you need a white crayon or very light crayon, and you need a pencil of any kind, and you need a brush, watercolor, and paper. So let's get started. So I'm just going to make a pretend clown, and I'm going to make his face. Now, if you can find something, this is an oval shape, right? If you can find something in the house to trace, or you could give the clown a very, very round face and trace a bowl. You're welcome to do that. I'm going to give him a big red nose. Kind of one of the things that's good with pencils is you can erase them, right? If I go, oh, I don't like that nose, then I can erase it. And I'm going to give him a big smile. And I'm going to do first a little loop around his smile. And then I'm going to do another little something around his smile. Okay? And then for his eyes, I'm going to do like a dome shape. And then I'm going to do around that, just like the mouth. I'm going to make one thing around it, and then I'm going to make another kind of like a big, almost like a rainbow shape around it. And then for the hair, you know how clowns usually have like wrinkles, like a, what you call that, like a collar with like squigglies around it. So I'll put that in. And then for the hair, I'll do squigglies around the hair too, just like scribbles around for the hair. So there's my clown. Whatever your clown looks like is good to me. Now here's what I'm going to do. And if you need to click pause for a minute, this eraser doesn't work good, so I'm going to get the back of this eraser. I'm going to fix just a couple little sections. And then I'm going to do them again a little bit neater maybe. And the rest is okay. And we're just going to have fun, right? So it's fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my white crayon, and I'm going to pick places that I want to keep white as the paper. Now this is white, and the paper is a little bit more beigey white. But whatever the color of the paper, I'm going to take a whitish crayon and I'm going to say, this part here, I want to stay the same color. And then I'm taking my color crayon, and white crayons, any crayons really, can block the paint because it's watercolor and it's waxy. So because this crayon, and you can also use other waxy things like pieces of old candle, don't use good candle, right? You know what I did? I forgot which part I was coloring. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that. And then I'm going to do white here. I made some of it white that I didn't mean to. Because it's invisible, it's so hard to see. Okay, so let's see. Let me tip this up and figure out what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to have to make this part white. And then I might take an orange crayon and go over the part I started doing by mistake. Because I can do a crayon on top of it, but I can't do paint on top of it. So we're going to give them an orange mouth. If you have a red crayon, that would work good too. And then I am looking at him, and I did his eyes. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make this clown face, I'm going to make it a light orange. Now with watercolor, you can make it lighter or darker, just depending on how much water. So I put quite a bit of water and I'm spreading it out so that it kind of looks like a light orange. If you want your clown to have a red face, a brown face, a purple face, whatever color you want your clown to have, that's fine. Just mix that color, because clowns are pretend and they're silly and they can be any color you want them to be. Do you notice that when I went in the water, I didn't go into the paint, just water? And that's because there's more paint drying on my brush than there is on the brush itself. So let me say that different. I was thinking about my clown and I lost my train of thought. So there's more paint on the brush that's dried. I don't have to go into the paint. I just have to use what's on my brush, and I won't know how much is on my brush unless I dip it in the water a little bit. So there's my clown, and I'm fine with him. Now remember, when your paint is still wet, and if you go and color something, it'll go all over the place. So I'm going to wait for that to dry. And now I'm going to go to the collar, and I'm going to do a little bit of pink, just for fun. Now this pink I'm doing mainly pretty light because I have a lot of water on it. And I'm getting a lit. Now I'm tipping my brush into the paints because I needed more paint to go with the water. I had so much water on that time. So you just have to play around and decide, do I need more water? Do I need more paint? So we kind of made our own coloring page, didn't we? So now I have some dirt on this color. So I'm taking a clean, wet water brush, and I'm going to tap it with paper towel so that it doesn't look brown, but it looks yellow. So now I can wet my brush. I'm going to put my water right here so you can see when I do it. And I think I'm going to do yellow in between the pink for his collar. See if we like that. Whatever color you want. I'm just thinking of bright, happy circus colors. Have you ever gone to a circus? I did a long time ago, but I haven't lately. So there is the collar. Okay, now since we're done with the collar, maybe we can go do the eyes. So I think I'm going to make his eyes bright purple. So I'm going to do the middle part purple. And I'll do the inside part, I'll do black. I'm going to do this part purple. And then the inside black, and I'm going to keep this white. I'm going to keep this white too. Now I'm going to decide if I want to give him a red nose. I do, and the red is kind of messy. So I'm going to clean it again. I'm going to take paper towel and just take off some of the dark color. This is Meadow's paints, and Meadow sometimes mixes them together, which is just fine. You can always take the top one away. Now, do you see that this face still was wet? And how do you know that? You know that because the nose is bleeding out, we call that. That means it's getting blurry. And so I'm going to let it get blurry. And if I want it sharper and not blurry, then when it's dry, I'll come back and fix it. Now I'm going to go do some hair. I'm kind of doing all the colors of the rainbow. So I'm going to do blue hair because it's a clown. He can have any color hair he wants. So I'm just going to go in all his little curly cues. And you don't have to be as fast as me. Sometimes I paint fast. Sometimes I paint slow. Just kind of depends what mood I'm in. But the good thing is you can click stop and pause if I'm going too fast, right? So now I'm going to go back to red, like the nose, and I'm going to do curly cues. Do you know what color red and blue make? You'll see by watching. Because as I'm doing the curly cues, sometimes it blends. And when it blends, you'll see. The color is purple. Now I'm going to do the other curly sides of the scribble. And maybe you'll see the purple. So there is the clown, blue and purple. And when that dries, I might do another color too. I might paint maybe yellow or pink or maybe aqua. I'm looking at all my colors. Orange would be pretty. Maybe I'll do orange. All right, now I'm going to go to black. If you don't have black, you could use a black crayon, or you could mix some colors together. So now I'm going to go here. Purple might still be a little wet, but we'll see. And I'm going to make the inside of his eye black. I see that I smeared under there. My hand smeared on the purple. So I might cover that up by doing this. That was smart, right? What do you think? And I might do this too, just for fun. I might do eyebrows. This clown's kind of looking fun. He looks like he's a happy clown. And now I'm taking the black, and black won't go on crayons. Remember I was talking about that? So I'm trying to find a little section that doesn't have crayons. Don't have much, but a tiny little part I didn't put the crayons. Now I'm going to do one more thing, and that is I think I'm going to make his hair look a little bit more silly. So I'm going to the orange, and I'm going to go scribble, scribble. I'm going to make little swirlies in between the ones I already made. Kind of fun, right? There they are. And there is the clown. Does that give you any ideas of what kind of clowns you might want to make? I like that clown. He looks happy and he looks nice. So I'm glad I painted him. Do you like your clown? I hope so. If you don't like your clown, why don't you practice a little bit? You could just practice maybe an eye, or you could practice his mouth, or just the face, whatever you want to do. And if you are someone that wants to keep going, you could even, I'll get a little bit of pink. You could even put a little pink for rosy cheeks. Because clowns, you can do all kinds of fun makeup, right? And if you wanted to do arms or make it look like it's going out to where his body is, you could do a little bit of that, just like that. Whatever you want, because it's your fun painting to enjoy. So what did we learn today? We learned how to draw and then paint. And we learned how crayons will block the paint. So say I wanted to say, oh, let's just say I wanted a little heart down here. And it was a secret little heart. They're hard to draw because you can't see what you're doing. You're just kind of seeing it. I'm looking sideways. And then say that I want to see what that looks like. So I'm going to take red and paint, 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 paint. And there's the heart. See? Because it's a secret until you put the paint on it. I'm going to do it a little darker so you can see what I mean. See how it rolls off the crayon, and it won't dry good on the crayon. So what I usually do is I paint over it to reveal the secret, and then I'll go in when it's drying a little bit better. And maybe I'll take a Q-tip, maybe just my tissue, and I will take off a little bit of the paint that's sitting on top of the heart, because it's just kind of sitting there. And there is my secret message. Maybe that's something he's wearing. It's like a pin he has on his outfit. I'm not sure. Anyway, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something and you can play with it. And I'll see you next time and we'll paint something else. Have fun with your watercolors. Now rinse your brush out. Tap off the water. Set it down next to you so we don't splash around. Lay your painting flat. See how it's still shiny and wet? So lay it flat and let it dry flat, and then it will be all done. Bye-bye.